From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell. Federal Liberal leader Mark Carney continued campaigning on the West Coast today and pitching a $25 billion housing plan in BC, promising more homes that are more affordable. Carney says a Liberal government would double the pace of housing construction using prefabricated and modular construction made with Canadian lumber.
Homes made right here with Canadian ingenuity, Canadian labor, Canadian products, including softwood lumber and mass timber.
Meanwhile, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, also in Vancouver, says if his party forms government, they'll ban foreign buyers from purchasing homes in Canada. And at a stop in Edmonton, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre pledged to create a website to name and shame wealthy companies dodging taxes and stashing money in offshore tax havens. A new poll suggests most Canadians have already made up their minds about who they'll vote for in the upcoming election. The Leger poll conducted for the Canadian Press found that nearly 61% of respondents say they've already made a final decision, while another 37% say they could change their mind. The markets are still in roller coaster territory as the next round of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs go into effect at midnight tonight. Today, U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer told the Senate Finance Committee that nearly 50 countries have indicated they would like to negotiate.
Several of these countries, such as Argentina, Vietnam, India, and Israel, have suggested that they will reduce their tariffs and non-tariff barriers in line with the president's policy. And these obviously are welcome moves.
Meanwhile, North American markets careened for a fourth day of losses in a dramatic turnaround from the rally that started the day. As concerns over tariffs continued to mount, the S&P TSX Composite closed down 1.5%, with energy stocks dragging the index lower. Ontario schools have started issuing suspensions to some of the thousands of students who aren't fully vaccinated as measles continue to spread. Toronto Public Health says about 10,000 students are not up to date on their vaccinations, and a first group of 173 students were suspended today. Dr. Cumanan Wilson, co-founder of Can Immunize, says he's hopeful measles might be the push that the province needs to pivot to a digital system.
Even small gaps in our knowledge on vaccine coverage can leave us vulnerable to outbreaks. And thus we need highly effective digital immunization systems to make sure that we're protected.
And a measles outbreak in West Texas that has surpassed 500 cases has hit a new milestone.
Texas has now confirmed over 500 measles cases in a little more than 2 months. The vast majority of the 505 confirmed cases are in Gaines County. That's the West Texas county where Health Secretary Robert Kennedy visited over the weekend. He attended the funeral for a second young child who died of measles. All but 10 of the Texas cases were in people who were unvaccinated or had an unknown vaccination status. The state also reports 57 hospitalizations. Brian Clark, ABC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports and the NHL, the Montreal Canadiens chase a sixth straight win when they host the Detroit Red Wings tonight. Montreal holds a 6-point lead over Detroit and the New York Rangers for the Eastern Conference final playoff spot. The Habs have loaded up for their playoff run after signing top prospect Ivan Demidov to an entry-level contract that kicks in this season. Also on the ice tonight, Ottawa is in Columbus, Vancouver takes on Dallas, and Toronto visits Florida. Meanwhile, Panthers coach Paul Maurice doesn't see forward Sam Bennett playing the remainder of the regular season. Bennett has an upper body injury, and with Florida having 5 regular season games remaining, Maurice expects to err on the side of caution. Maurice has no concerns that Bennett will be ready for the playoffs. And the Toronto Blue Jays look for a second straight win over the Boston Red Sox. Toronto captured the series opener last night 6-2 at Fenway Park, its first road victory of the year. Left-hander Easton Lucas goes to the mound for the Jays. From the Canadian Press, I'm Don Mitchell.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.